Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna go over the trade setup that I took on Tuesday with the euros, and I'll also do a review on this past week's price action on NQ and ES. So I wasn't able to get a trade on NQ due to its terrible price action. So first things first, this is not financial advice. This is not financial advice. Everything I say or do is mainly for educational and learning purposes. So going right straight into it, the first thing I always do, which I always talk about, is looking at the economic calendar to frame my week, to know days that I would look to engage and days that I would stay off the market. So it was NFP week, and for NFP, I have a protocol. I trade on Monday, on Tuesday, and Wednesday. I don't trade on Thursday, and I'll also look to engage on Friday post NFP. And this was something I learned from ICT and AM trades. So the euro is what I'm going to talk about first. Going into Monday, obviously on a scale of 1 to 100, 90% of the time I am letting Monday go because I usually want to use Monday as framework for Tuesday and possibly the rest of the week. So Monday, it didn't engage Monday. Besides, the euro was consolidating, so I had no framework going into the new week. So Tuesday, I engaged on Tuesday. You can see we had CPI and we had a low impact event on the dollar. So Euro CPI is not something I would like try to avoid. I can take a trade prior, I can take a trade after, depending on the framework that is being that I can see in the market. But for the US dollar, I would never take a trade prior to the CPI. I would never do that. So I engaged on Tuesday due to how Monday traded. Um, Wednesday, I'm not sure. I think I wanted to take a trade on NQ, but the setup wasn't there. I think Wednesday or Tuesday, I can't remember, but I'll check it. So Tuesday, I'm not so sure. Thursday, obviously, I don't trade Thursday, NFP week. So this was out. And Friday as well, I couldn't take a trade on NQ due to how it was trading. And that's not a framework that I trade, or that's not a profile that I trade. So I also let Friday go. So I only took one trade this week. So taking all of this off, now the euro last 2 weeks Wednesday, it took this high and we closed back into the range. So this was signifying a reversal. But the only problem was this. The only problem was this. And this is not an asset that I look at often. Like I barely look at this. So it just made sense going into Tuesday due to how Monday traded and the SMT we had with the dollar as well. So coming into the new week, this was Friday, we had an indecision candle. So Monday opened, Monday took out Friday's high, and we had a reversal. So going to the dollar, okay, as you can see, dollar took out these lows, whereas Euro USD failed to take out its highs. So this was SMC, as you can see, this was SMC. So going back to the Euro, after that happened, that gave me insights that we would start running out these lows because obviously they are low resistance lows. So when is it a reversal? It's a reversal when you have opposing draws on liquidity in the opposite side. So we had that candle closure, close way back into the range aggressively. So I had my eyes set on these lows. So going into Tuesday, start with 4 hour first. Going into Tuesday, you can see after we engaged a relevant level, Because remember, I'm always asking myself, where is my setup going to form? Is it going to form at opposing close candles, or it's going to form at highs or lows? So that's the first question I'm always asking myself during the week. So we formed a CISD at a relevant level from the reversal. And the 4 hour, we had a change in the state of delivery. So whether you want to use the 4 hour or you want to use the 1 hour, it doesn't matter. We have a change in the state of delivery as well on the 1 hour time frame. So coming into Tuesday, remember we had Euro CPI at 5 a.m. and also for intraday, I'm always looking for price to engage a high or a low or opposing close candles to frame an intraday reversal as well. So we had this up close candle that traded into the 4 hour up close candles, and we didn't quite get to it. We didn't quite reach it. But what we did was we took out the liquidity above this intraday high. Let's make that black. So what high is this? Okay, that's Asia's high. So we took out the liquidity above Asian high, which was perfectly enough for me. So I only use, or I mostly use the 15 minutes or the 30 minutes to confirm if London is going to put in a high or a low intraday. So we had that, took that out, and as you can see, we had a change in the state of delivery. So at this time, if I was awake, I probably would have taken a trade right around the open of this candle with my stop loss above here. But I wasn't awake. So when I woke up, price was already here. And I always talk about how I like 3 a.m. in London is a particular time that I look to frame two things. So if 3 a.m. reverses, I will expect the next volatility driver, which is 8:30 or 9:30 to expand price. If 3 a.m. makes an opposing run, I would also expect 8:30 or 9:30 to expand, right? So in this case, we had a CISD, we had a we had an opposing run before 3 a.m. So what did 3 a.m. do? 3 a.m. expanded. So this expansion confirmed that we are likely going to continue trading lower. So seeing this, I was more confident to look for a trade setup. So we expanded, and on the 15 minutes, you see we had this consecutive up close candles, and then we closed down below it. So I wasn't going to take a trade at the open of this candle because then my stop loss would be so outrageous. So I waited for price to trade back into this up close candle, and I took a trade with my stop loss above this high. As you can see, 14, 15 pips. And I was targeting the low on the daily time frame for 44 pips. So this gave me approximately a 2 or 3 hour trade. 3 hour trade actually. So I usually take something off, I scale something off at 2 hour, and I manage the rest accordingly. And just gonna show you my execution. Give me a minute. Okay. Yeah, so this was my execution on the euro on Tuesday. So as you can see, I sold immediately. We tapped this candle, I took a short, scaled out some here, and I closed the full position around this low, which, to be honest, I shouldn't have closed because the euro ended up dying. The euro died. So yeah, not bad. So that was a good trade for me, at least. And as you can see, we expanded Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. NFP drops this day. So when you see a price action like this going into a new week, you don't do anything because price will never go from an expansion to an expansion. Price will always go from an expansion to either a consolidation and an expansion. Price will go from an expansion to a retracement and an expansion. Price will go from an expansion to a reversal and an expansion. So knowing that you shouldn't be engaging, like trying to look for a trade on this, and as you can see, we still have a close proximity to this low, and we have these lows. So going into next week, I have no opinion on this. I'll just wait to see what Monday does. So let's go to the NQ. NQ this week was awful. NQ was like so awful. So in the previous video where I did a review of my expectations for this week, I talked about how I probably would trade on Monday, but Monday had no framework for me to take shorts because we created the intraday high in Asia, and I am never looking to take like frame a trade off Asia's high or low. I would never do that. So I couldn't take a trade on Monday. And also Tuesday, there was really nothing to work with because I was using the ES as framework. I was using ES as framework for Tuesday. I wanted ES to engage this high, which we didn't. So Tuesday we just sold off. So automatically I am uninterested in both ES and NQ. So there's nothing much to talk about on this daily time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. So this is the weekly opening price. So Monday opened, and what did we do? If Monday if we had engaged this intraday high, trading into this consecutive up close candles, which I also mentioned, I probably would have got on side on Monday. But as you can see, we opened, created a high in Asia, traded lower, basically just did rubbish. So we didn't take this high, and going into Tuesday, we took the high on Tuesday. So I was looking for ES to take out its external consolidation high. At the same time, thinking if we did that on ES, we could maybe stab above this high a little and get a short. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. You can't control how the market trades. So the market still did what it wanted to do. We opened up, we traded higher. Yes, we took out this high. But just like I said, I don't frame trades of Asia's high or Asia's low. So we made a high in Asia and we just tanked. So going into Wednesday, I was looking to frame continuation shots to at least target this low or these lows. So Wednesday opened, and from the previous day we had this close below those consecutive close candles. So when you're trying to frame the weekly range, when you're trying to frame a weekly profile, once you have a confirmation, your focus should be more on opposing close candles, except you have a high or low in close proximity, which you can use as a relevant level. So you want to pay attention to 4-hour candles, opposing close candles, and 1 hour opposing close candles. So we had this close below these candles from the previous day. And also another thing to point out is whenever we have a large move from the previous day, it's always ideal to focus on New York session. So we had over 500 points to the downside. That's a very large range. So I'm not going to be looking for anything in New York. And also we had a low impact event on Wednesday. So there is no restriction for me, but I won't trade London because of how Tuesday traded. So we closed below, we opened, did rubbish, consolidated, and I was basically looking at this high to get run, and at the same time I was looking at the 50% of this. So if this high this high got run, and we closed above, I would be uninterested with this. Then it will just tell me that this high will get run out. So we didn't, which was good in New York. So the news was at 8:15, and we opened 8:30, took out the high, and what did we do? We closed back below the mean threshold of this and below this highs. So going to the lower time frame, as you can see, 8:30 opened, expanded, took out this high, and we had a change in the state of delivery. So I am definitely not going to be taking a short from here and having my stop loss here. That's impossible. So I waited for a continuation, which I didn't get. So after that happened, we closed. I waited for price to create um, an opposing up close candle, maybe close back below, and I take a short. But that didn't happen, which I would say I was I was lucky for that not to happen. So as you can see, we ended up reversing, went back, took out the high, also took out this high. So automatically, once we closed above this down close candles, I was uninterested. So for Thursday, just like I said, I don't trade Thursday, so I let Thursday go. And for Friday, I was looking for this high to get run out, which we did. So I wasn't going to take a short here because I mentioned when Tuesday or Monday makes the intra-week high or low, I won't be trading away from that. I would like to trade towards that because you want to be trading Fridays if we have, let's say, Monday, Tuesday makes the low of the week, and we expand Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You want to be trading Friday back into the range because then we're going to close back inside the range. So you don't want to be taking trades like in the same direction as Monday or Tuesday, taking longs. It's not just logical. So taking this off, I wasn't going to take a trade, which I said. I think the ideal scenario for me would have been running out these lows. So maybe if we had run out these lows, then I probably would have framed longs. But we were closer to this high than we were to this low. So which one is going to be easy for price to run out? This high. So we opened on Friday, open here. As you can see, price opened up, took out this high, NFP. When I saw this, I was uninterested because now we had like we are in close proximity to this, and we have these are this is liquidity. So we were close to this, and it just didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. I'm seeing the large, heavy close above the previous day high. This is not something I want to see. So I was just uninterested. When I saw this, I just closed my charts, and Enki this week was really, really bad. Enki was terrible, very terrible. So going into the new week, um, right now I really have no opinion. Like I have no opinion on this. As you can see, we closed with an indecision candle on the weekly time frame. So I really don't know what to expect going into next week. So we had a long week to the downside. So um, with this, I'm just going to let Monday go. So I would use Monday to frame what I would do on Tuesday and Wednesday. So if I have time, I will do a review or I will talk about my expectations for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on Monday. So we'll see what happens. So with all of that being said, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.